Welcome to Real Talk, Real Wellness with Alicia. I'm Alicia, a women's holistic wellness practitioner, and this podcast is where we get real. No fluff, no filters about what it takes to feel well physically, mentally, and emotionally. Let's get into it. So, September is National Skincare Awareness Month, and I want to talk about skincare in a way that sort of goes beyond creams and products and routines, because skin is so much more than something to treat from the outside. It's a living organ, it's a communicator, it's a storyteller. My own story with skin has been a very interesting one. As a teenage girl, I was covered in pimples all over my forehead. I'd rush to the shop for the latest product, spot clearing product. And most of those were quite astringent. They were very harsh. And I would use them, and it would just make my skin feel dry and raw. But I convinced myself that this was helping somehow. I don't know why. But really, it was just making things worse, to be honest. My skin was crying out for oil, for nourishment, for balance, and I was stripping it. Back then, I didn't connect it to hormones, or to my love of sweets, chocolatey foods, or to the lack of confidence I carried everywhere. To be honest, looking back now, it all adds up. Hormones, sugar, stress, insecurity equals pimples all over your forehead. Well, for me. Even now, I've come to see my body as kind. Because my skin often shows me when something isn't right inside. That's not true for everyone, but it's true for me. And this is why I always say, learn yourself. Don't compare your skin to your sisters, your friends, or anyone else. Just because shea butter, for example, makes one woman's skin glow, it doesn't mean it will do the same for you. If it dries you out, that doesn't mean something's wrong. It means your body has its own language. And science backs this up. Skin is, like I said, the body's largest organ, covering about 20 square meters, and making up 15% of your body weight. It regulates temperature, shields against infection, produces vitamin D, and holds nerve endings that connect to the outer world. Research also confirms it's closely tied to overall health. You've got the gut-skin axis, shows that unhealthy gut microbiome is linked to acne, eczema, and rosacea. And you've got stress and cortisol that weakens the acid mantle or the skin barrier, and that increases flare-ups and slows down actually healing. Also sleep. Sleep studies reveal women who get under 5 hours of sleep consistently show more visible aging and slower recovery. So your skin is truly impacted on so many levels when you're out of sync. Then you've got exercise as well. Exercise boosts circulation. It supports mitochondrial health. It helps to keep the skin more, younger looking, biologically younger too. So when we say the skin tells the truth, we're not just speaking metaphorically. Science agrees with that too. And for my melanated sisters, for those of us with a darker skin tone, there's an added story. Melanin is often spoken of only in terms of pigment, but it's so much more. It protects us by filtering UV radiation, slowing the signs of aging, and shaping how our skin responds to injury or inflammation. Darker skin is also less likely to wrinkle early, but it can be more prone to hyperpigmentation, where small marks or scarring can leave a lasting trace. And that's just the melanin rushing in. It's gone in there, and it is toughening the skin and protecting the skin. So with that, the darkness is just the accumulation of pigmentation in that area. This is not cosmetics. This is about our biology. Melanin does more than determine skin color as well. It's found throughout the body, in the skin, in the hair, yes, in the eyes, yes, but also in certain areas of the brain and the inner ear. Its primary role is to protect cells from damage caused by UV radiation. That's its primary, but it also sort of plays a part in antioxidants, defense, evolutionary adaptation in other tissues. In other words, melanin is more than skin deep. It speaks to ancestry, adaptation, resilience. To understand our skin, we have to understand melanin not just as a pigmentation, but as part of our heritage and our health. Different healing systems have always sort of acknowledged this deeper wisdom. TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, the skin sort of reflects the lungs and the heart. And if you remember in, I think it's episode 4 or 5, we spoke about the kidney and bones connection and ancestral energy. Well, with the skin, it's very much reflected in the heart and the heart and the lungs. In Ayurveda, it's a mirror of the digestive system. So whatever's going on in your digestive system can be reflected through the skin. In African cultures, you have oils and clays and butters. They were never just cosmetics, but protective and sacred. In ancient Native American traditions, the skin was a threshold, carrying marks and wrinkles as a testimony of the life you have lived. And the flaws and the wrinkles, the marks, the scars were not seen as flaws. They were not to be hidden, Books like, two of my favorite ones, The Wisdom of Your Face, calls the skin a map, showing our inner world in its lines, wrinkles and contours. Another book, Healing the Skin, calls it an organ of truth. The message is the same. However, our skin isn't our enemy when it's acting up. It's a messenger. It's on our side. Which brings me to aging. So much of the mainstream message right now is about erasing it, erasing aging or the signs of aging, and fighting it. But would you erase lines of laughter? Would you? Do you want those laughter lines to be gone at the corner of your eye? The creases that tell of thoughts, stress, survival. Skin is a memory written across your body, you know. It's proof, again, of resilience, of joy, of a life fully lived. We stop fighting against ourselves and start living more freely in the skin we're in. We'd be a lot happier, you know. Your skin is an expression of where you have been. As I said right at the beginning, your skin tells a story. So this skincare month, I want to invite you to see your skin differently. See it as a teacher, protector, a storyteller. Learn it, honor it, listen to it, and above all, embrace its uniqueness, because your skin is yours alone and it's telling your story. Okay, so let's look at some journal prompts, or just one actually. What is my skin showing me about how I live, love, and care for myself? And how can I honor it with compassion rather than criticism? So I'll repeat that. What is my skin showing me about how I live, love, and care for myself, and how I can honor it with compassion rather than criticism? So journal prompt that and see what comes up for you. You know, meditate on it. The point here is we have to look at skin in a holistic way. And it's, as much as we want to invest in good skincare products, which I am all for, beautiful products, healthy products, skin is deeper than that. Skin goes far deeper than that. It's holistic, and it's a connection when you, like I said, to your ancestral wisdom. So honor it, honor all of your body, you know, but your skin is, like I said, the connection to your inner world. It's the first sign. When you wake up in the morning and you see a pimple on your forehead, you see it. It's kind enough to say, be the organ that shows you first, maybe, that there's something happening and maybe deeper investigation needs to happen. If you're waking up and you're seeing dark circles around your eyes, that's maybe a sign that, if you're not already feeling it, that you're not getting enough sleep. If your eyes are puffy, maybe there's an issue, could be with your kidneys. You're retaining water. Why? So yeah, let's start looking at the skin from an holistic lens. So if this episode resonates with you, share it with another woman in your life who could use this as a gentle reminder. And if you're listening on a platform where you can leave a review or a comment, I'd be so grateful if you did. Until then, until next time, my dears, take care of yourselves, inside and out, and I'll speak to you next time.